Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with today's Thankful for You video and layout. And I can't think of anybody that I am more thankful for than my dad. And so I figured I would document him today. These are pictures from way back in 2009, and he is, may it not look like it, entertaining my daughter while waiting for this little bundle of joy right here. And so I've got these little 3x4 pictures that I want to use to document that. And I'm going to use Vicki Boutin's Sweet Rush. I don't have a lot left. I have one 6x8 paper that is tags, a little scrap, and then I have like 4 full sheets and a couple of larger scraps, and then some embellishments. So I'm going to try and use as many embellishments as I can, and some of these papers. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, and a bit of an idea. So let's see how this goes. So I definitely want to use this blue paper that's got the wordy bits. I love wordy bits. That sunshine paper that's back there has a circle cut out in the middle. So if I'm going to use that, I'm going to use that as a mat. And that's kind of my thought process. So instead of using this full sheet of blue wordy bits, I really think that I want to use another kind of paper for the base and then use the blue to outline it or trim it in some way. So I go through the papers I have left, and there's some that are very beachy, and I have some beach layouts I need to do, so I figured I would set those aside, plus some very beachy embellishments that are with this collection. So I decided I would use this sunshine. I'm going to tear the sides of this. It's a full 12 inches up and down, but it was not a full 12 inches right to left. So I tear the sides to where I know I'm going to be able to completely cover the left and right side of this 11.5 by 11.5 paper that I have trimmed out. And then I tear the top and bottom of this scrap that's got the wordy bits. Now, it's not going to fit all the way across because, like I said, it wasn't a 12 inch. It wasn't even 11.5 inch. It was probably like a, I don't know, 10 inch or maybe 9.5 inches across. So there's going to be a gap. I'm okay with that. I'm going to tuck it in here. I'm going to cover the gap, and then it's almost going to look like a perfect outline of this white cardstock that I've trimmed down. So I'm not worried about covering where the torn bits meet. I don't have a problem with that at all. But obviously I want to cover this gap on the top and bottom. So I have these tags that I have cut out from that 6x8 paper, and I'm going to use the top part of this tag that says what, when, and where. And I'm going to put that down here at the bottom and cut this part off that says details on it, because I'm going to use another way of journaling on here. Originally I thought I might put this up here at the top, like the bottom part that says details, but I have this cut apart that says finding joy in the simple things, and I really want to use that. I consider using some of these other tags, but I just set those aside. So I decide I want to use this, but I've got this one little L-shaped scrap of this like teal with like little leaves on it. And so I'm going to use that and Frankenstein a mat behind this, finding joy in the small things. So I've done that and I've cut that down. I have matted my little 3x4s. The matting is 3x4. The pictures have been trimmed down because when I printed them, they had a white border. So they're not a full 3x4 picture. And like I said, these are pictures from March 17th, 2009, when my son was born. And it is waiting around at the hospital because he was impatient to tell me he was ready to come, but not impatient enough to come out when we asked him to. He was a little bit on the stubborn side, very broad-shouldered, did not want to come out on his own. He later was, I had an emergency C-section because he was being extremely stubborn. So it was not like emergency life or death, but it was you're not coming the natural way. So we're going to just have to do something about that. So I want to use this capture the moment title. And so because all of these pictures are on here, I don't have a lot of space. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get this all to fit. So I put the word moment at the bottom, and then I put the pictures down as far down as I can to where obviously they're not covering up the word moment. And then I'm able to fit the word capture up at the top. And now it says capture, and then the word the, and then moment down at the bottom. Now, obviously there's more than one moment, but the title thing doesn't have an S with it, and there wasn't one left, and I wasn't going to jerry-rig something. So there were lots of different moments, and it's perfectly fine. So I added their embellishments, like this little bicycle with the balloons. I thought that was super cute. My dad and my daughter are out on the bench watching cars go by, which was their favorite pastime. Whenever people were done eating at a restaurant, or when like he was done, especially if the kids got antsy or the babies got noisy, he would take them out and watch the cars. So this is a pretty normal pastime for them. And then the other two pictures up at the top are them in the waiting room, and my daughter's got headphones on and she's listening to whatever it is she's doing. And my dad is sitting there holding her stuffed animal and Binky while she is playing. It's just a very accurate snapshot of my dad and the way he was. He and my daughter were extremely close. And I am grateful that they had the relationship that they did. And so he always took any opportunity he had to spend time with her. And I will always forever be grateful for that, because they were two little peas in a pod. And he was a little hesitant to hold her when she was first born because she was very small. She came out practically on her own, unlike her brother. But when she came out, she was only 6 pounds, 5 ounces, and my dad was really hesitant to hold her. And so it took my mom kind of talking him into it, because he's a big guy, obviously, and she was a little thing. And when he sat down and held her for the first time, it took everything I had to get him back, because he didn't let her go. And that continued for the rest of his life, because he just was absolutely in love with her. And of course, his other grandchildren, he has 4. The interesting thing about these pictures is that this little cutie patootie in the pink is the one who just had the baby that I've been documenting so much lately. And that just blows my mind to think that that little itty bitty in the bottom corner there actually was born bigger than the itty bitty that my daughter had. So, it just blows my mind that all this time has passed. But anyway, I'm sorry that my dad didn't get to meet AJ, but he would have loved him and been absolutely smitten with him, just like he was with his own grandchildren. And so I am just, like I said, extremely grateful that my dad had 16 years with our girls and 9 years with our boys before he sadly left us. But I am grateful for him as the best dad, even when things were not always the best between us. He was always rock solid and amazing. And I love, love, love how much he treasured his grandkids and how they adored him so deeply. So I will always be grateful for that, and the memories and the stories, and of course the pictures, because he was a photographer. And so I am grateful for him. So I would love it if you like this video and or my layout, if you'd give me a thumbs up. I would also love it if you would subscribe if you haven't already. There will be more of these videos through the rest of the month. I'm loving doing them every day. I'm hoping to continue. So I hope you'll come back and see me again really soon. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love, and happy scrapping.